I want to go to the front of the fin because I think we're starting to get a sense right now, I think, of a softening by our political leaders on just when those restrictions might, in fact, be lifted. And we've got the Qantas chair, Richard Goyder, saying this should not be at any cost, but one of Australia's most powerful company, Chairman Richard Goyder, has urged federal and state governments to get on with reopening the economy as the COVID-19 infection rate grinds lower. Now, the splash is crossbench open to crisis growth plan. Key Senate crossbench parties say they are prepared to negotiate in good faith on tax and industrial relations reforms, saying all policy options must be on the table given the scale of the economic emergency the nation faces.
Yeah, spot on. I think that there needs to be some forward thinking, and I know the Prime Minister, and I know it's featured in a lot of the nation's newspapers tomorrow, Gleeso, is really encouraging everybody to think far and wide about what can be done. And let's start with local governments. You know, there's so much red tape involved in local governments that could be eliminated, abolished right now. Help small businesses set up, operate, open their doors, trade when they want to trade. If they want to put some chairs and tables outside, al fresco dining and the like, if you're a cafe or a restaurant, let's start thinking about how we can remove some of those impediments on business right now. So start small, think big. You know, right now, do we look at continuing to register motor vehicles the same way we're doing it in Australia, or should we be charging road users a particular fee depending on how often they're driving their cars or how often they're on the roads? You need to take a big, broad look at everything in the economy right now, and it's going to be a huge task, a mammoth task, but it requires cooperation beyond the political stripes and boundaries of each party. So it's good to see the crossbench already indicating that they are open and willing to discuss at least reform. I know the Labor Party will be very, very reluctant to trade away any workers' rights, which you can understand, Gleeso, because that's what their party is built on, but everything's got to be on the table. You can't just look at reforming the taxation system. You have to have a look at reforming the industrial relations system in Australia. And if that means that some workers have to consider what your rights are and what your pay and conditions are, well, everything's got to be on the table. No one wants a pay cut. Nobody wants worse conditions, absolutely. But everything's got to be open and on the table and discussed and thrashed out. So I think bring it on, and I think bring it on in the Parliament, and as many pollies who can be as open and as transparent as to looking at every single idea on its merit and bring them far and wide. You know, sometimes we don't like some of the ideas that might come from the fringes, but let's put them on the table. Let's, as I say, let's thrash it out. Let's have a discussion and be grown up and mature about it.
Well, it's interesting you say that, Ollie, because the Prime Minister often says the coronavirus has no rules. There's no playbook attached to that. Well, you know, he should be thinking very seriously about our economy and kick-starting our economy. There are no more rules. There is no playbook.